All right, welcome back. Talk about the 3-4 swarming defense, St. Mary's Riken in Leonardtown, Maryland, part of the Washington Catholic League. Today we're going to talk about how we institute our fourth down, our safe punt with our defense as part of some new Glazier films this year for you guys. So we'll get right into it. Here is my information, my email, coachbradyfam@gmail.com. and my cell phone, 717-881-8918. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions as we go through here, in the future. So first, I just want to make sure I clarify, what is safe punt to us so you guys can be on the same page at your school. It's a fourth down play. A lot of times we have a punt block team that goes on the field, but maybe we don't want to put our punt team out there, our punt block team out there, right? I want to keep my defense on the field. There's a lot of reasons for that. But that is what safe punt means to us. And we have the ability on safe punt to put in, do it with our nickel defense, a third and long type defense. We can have our regular defense out there. I think it's good to have different variations on ways to defend teams on fourth down and be prepared for that play. Here's an example just of us on safe punt. This is going to be a wide view. All right, here we go. You can see it's 4th and 3. So another thing, of note for us, anytime it's going to be fourth in less than 5, we're going to make a mayday call so everybody knows not to jump off sides. You can tell we have our D-line in there still. Some of the big guys, it's our pump block team. We want to have almost like a 4-4 look. Now, even though we are an Okie 3-4 team, on our pump block, when safe punt, we're never going to put anybody on the center. We can't touch the center on a snap of the football on any legal snap. So in order to make sure we don't do that, we're usually going to line up in a 52 alignment, which means 2 5s and 2 2s. And in this situation, they're actually standing up to make sure they don't jump off sides with a mayday call. So again, that's a punt safe look for us in one of our games on a 4th and 3. Just want to show you what that looks like. All right, I'll come back to that in a little bit. Okay, objectives of our punt safe. We wouldn't defend any offensive play on fourth down. So we're prepared, even though their punter comes on the field, if we're staying in punt safe, we're going to maybe put a returner in there if we have a different returner than on our defense. But a lot of times our returner is part of our starting defense. So when that's the case, we just put that guy back there and then rotate the secondary accordingly so we still have everybody covered. So if they decide to run a play, even with their punter coming in the game or long snapper, we're still prepared to play our base defense and make a call to defend them. Obviously, it discourages the fakes. So anytime on fourth down, we always want to discourage a fake, whether it's our pump block team or we're in punt safe with our base defense. So we're going to discourage that. We still have an opportunity to block a kick or return it. We're going to practice that as part of what we do. We have a wall return we build in if we want to try and get a return, which also includes a block. So our wall return is block on one side and wall on the other. But we still have some options with our punt safe, not just go out there and give them a play, but to actually attack them and be aggressive. Again, staying with our style here, we want to be aggressive defense. We want to attack the offense, take the game to them. And the other thing it does, it negates a fast punt team. We've all played that team that, they're really good at getting their offense off the field, get their punt team on really fast, they snap the ball really quickly, and you're not set up, right? So now we don't have to worry about that minutia of changing personnel. If we have guys getting hurt in the game, another thing we do sometimes is, hey, we're in the third, fourth quarter, we have a few guys out from our pump block team, and you all know that's always a scramble when you have a few guys that are injured or out for a series. Okay, well, who's still on the pump block team? So we call that team in, and now we only have 10 guys in the field. So it also eliminates that issue of having to worry about it. So if there's a situation in the game, and as the head coach, I'm worried about that minutia, I am going to just say, hey, let's go punt safe. We know we got 11 guys out there. We don't have like 8 guys running in, 8 guys running off, and have to worry about that. So that's some of the objectives of punt safe for us. All right. When will we use punt safe? Well, for us, really, anytime it's 4th and 5 or less, we're probably going to consider going punt safe, especially when the ball is more in the middle of the field, right? That 2-down area where, say the ball's on the 49-yard line and it's 4th and 5, 4th and 4. They might go for it offensively, and they also might fake a punt in that situation. So we want to make sure that we're ready for that. And then sometimes I just want the ball back. Hey, it's right before halftime. It's 4th and 12, and we don't want to hit the punter. I'm just going to go punt safe. And in punt safe, our base punt safe, one guy's going to force the kick to make sure it's kicked, and then everybody else is going to hold up. We're going to make sure we don't get a fake on us. No penalties. get the ball back. It's all we want to happen right now. No situation, end of the game. You know, we're winning at the end of the game. They're going to punt the ball back to us. We've got to stop. All we want to do is get the ball back. You know, no situation, sometimes we won't even put anybody back there, right? We'll have 11 guys up. Don't even try and catch the punt, or just fair catch the punt in those situations, but you're not worried about it. So that's the win of punt safe for us. All right, here's some of our variations. So we have 3 basic things we do, excuse me, within our defense. So we have 52 jack. That's our jack backer. He's the weak side defensive end. That means he would be the guy forcing the punt. And I'm going to show you these in a second. We have 52 jet, which would be the jack and the tackle going. And then we have a wall return, which would be 4 off a side. The other side's holding up. So we get a block on the punt. We're going to attempt to block the kick, but you also are holding up a side, and we have people covered on the fakes as well. So let's jump into that real quick. All right, so here, this is going to be punt safe with a 52 jack call. All right, it's a strong left. So for us, the Sam's going to set the front, just like our normal defense. But now instead of being an Okie, we're in a 52 front. So 52 just means what it is, 5s and 2s. So we know our ends and jacks are in 5s. Our nose and tackle are in 2s. They're going to attack the guy in front of them, except for the jack. And the jack tells he knows now he's going to go force the kick. And if he comes free, he can block it off his foot. So a little side note, one thing we do in our program is everybody here learns how to block a kick. That's part of what we do, okay, during camp, during the season. So jack's going to force the kick. The nose, the tackle, and the end will hold up. In this situation, our corners have the gunners, or number 1 guys. The Sam and the free safety would have number 2, and then our punt returner would be either the other safety or a corner, or we'll bring a guy in the game and take a safety out. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so it's 4th down, looks like about 4th and 6, 4th and 7. We're going to go safe punt here. So we just put our regular defense stays out there. You can see here as the guy runs through, it's a strong right call. Okay, our jack right here, he is going for the block. Now, we never teach this technique. This is very poor. But this is one of the reasons we want to teach people how to block a kick. From the time they get here as a freshman, they learn how to take a kick off somebody's foot, because you block kicks from here, right? Right here at waist level and down. See the ball off his foot, cross your arms. I picked this one because it really does everything wrong. Okay, we don't want our hands up like this. You want your hands crossed like a volleyball block and block it down to the ground. But that's why it's so important, because he may come free. He basically almost comes free on this play, but doesn't block the kick. So that's important for us, that if he does come free, take it off his foot and make a big play for us. As you can see here, the other guys are going to be holding up. So nose and tackle are holding up. Okay, here's our end over here. He's going to hold his guy up. We've accounted for everybody. Everyone should call who they have. And again, we want to discourage a fake. So how do you discourage a fake? You call out who you have. Corners have 1. The Sam and the safety have number 2. And then the Mike and the dog and 2 inside backers would have the PP and the kicker. Now, against the shield punt, it's a little bit different, obviously. We're going to count outside to inside and identify who those guys are by their numbers. And when we go just 52 jack or 52 jet, we are not going to do a wall. We're just going to hold the guys in front of us. Obviously, here you get a poison call. We'll go on to the next one. Okay, so that was jack. Now we're going to talk about jet. Okay, so jet is going to be the tackle and the jack are going to go. So they're both going to force the kick. It's still 52 look, so we're in a 5-2. It's a strong left call. So the Sam is on the left, and as you know from watching the system, we travel together. So the nose end, Mike, and Sam all go together. The strength call, the tackle, the inside other backer, the jack will go away from the call. And it's the same setup in the secondary. Corners got 1, safeties have 2. All right, we're going to go for the block here with 2 guys. If they don't get the block on jet, they'll come over actually and form a little bit of a wall for us for the returner. So on this one, he does have somewhere to go if the punt is fieldable. All right, so here we go. We got a jet call. It's a strong right. Okay, so here's our Sam over here. Okay, this is actually our defensive end. He's wrong. He should be holding up. But here's our jack and here's our tackle. They're going to force the kick right here. They're actually going to get a block. Check it out. You can see here, not a bad job. Okay, his hands are a little bit high, but go take it off his foot. And again, as you can see, our defensive end is wrong. He should be holding up. So on this side, this guy right here should be holding up. He'll hold that guy up. Over here, our jack and our tackle are coming for the block. All right, and what I tell them on this is if you don't come clean and beat it, don't try and block it late, right? Just make sure it's kicked. At the end of the day, they are forcing the kick. What does that mean? I want to make sure that ball is kicked. So you limit the amount of time that guy has. If he drops the punt, if he drops the snap on the ground, yeah, we should be able to either get him tackled or now block that kick, right? Just make sure they don't only have so much time. We're still putting pressure on that punter to get the ball out and off his foot. You see here we get a block. Unfortunately, it goes out of the end zone, so we get a safety. Would have been nice to get a touchdown there. We'll watch it from the wide as well. Remember, again, it's so important for us that we coach these guys, you know, on how to block a kick. You know, when we spend time doing that, it's an important part of our process of what we do here with our guys. All right. So again, it's a strong right. And the other thing I forgot to mention about this is actually our nickel defense. So you can see it's fourth, I guess it's 4th and 1. Okay, it's 4th and short here. And we had our nickel in on 3rd down. We left our nickel in the game, you know, as a group of guys, but the guy who blocks the kick is actually one of our inside linebackers, but in nickel, he goes down and plays some 3 technique for us. So we went from Okie nickel look to an even 52 jet for the punt safe, and we get a block out of it. As you can see there, the corners have number 1. Safeties, the Sam and the safety are on 2. It's a nice job by the nose guard here, actually. If you watch the nose guard, if you can see it there on your film. If you watch the nose guard, he does a great job here of holding up and staying with this guy. Okay, here's another one later in the game. Okay, again, it's going to be another jet call. All right, so here's another play in the game later, in a later series. We run it again, and now it's a strong left call. We're running 52 jet again, so here is our jack and our tackle on the weak side. We're going to run free again. I'm not sure what happened with their protection. And this happens a lot of times. We tell our punt team all the time, when they're in a safe look, don't take the play off. That's exactly what they did. Took the play off. Again, we have a guy run free, and he misses the block, okay? Now, I blame that on us as coaches. If I have a guy come free in a pump block and he misses it, that's on us, right? We got to make sure these guys, they have a chance to make a play. They've been trained to make a play. So you'll watch right here. He comes through, right, and just misses. Hands are too high. Hands are not crossed. Didn't take it off his foot, and only uses one hand. He should use 2 hands here and take it right off his foot, and we got a block. Again, my defensive end is wrong. Okay, my jack is good here. See my jack, he's coming. He's not going to get there. He's going to force the kick. Make sure it's kicked because he's getting blocked. This guy comes unblocked. He should make the play. It's a good picture, too, of seeing everybody else on the screen. They all have their eyes on their man. That's important, right? All the linebackers have their eyes where they should be on their man. That was 4th and 11. All right, the next one. We're going to talk about the wall return. Okay, so on a wall return, okay, this is an example of a strong left call. The wall side is always going to hold up. Okay, they're going to hold up. Now our end has to move out to a contained position. He's going to hold up the wing, or the widest guy, whoever that is, he will hold him up on the play. He also has him if he tries to release. Okay, nose is going to hold up. Mike has the PP to that side. Okay, the Sam is either going to line up on the line of scrimmage and pull out right before the snap, or cheat over. He has to be aware that he has to cover number 2 to the weak side, because if it's wall left, it's going to be block right. So the right side is going to go for the block. So the tackle, the dog, the jack, and the free are all going to go for the block in their gaps. It's a 52 alignment, right? So again, it's a 5-2 alignment for our front, and now the tackle's in the A gap, the dog will be in the B gap, the jack will be in the C gap, and the free will be in the D gap off the edge. And we work our technique We turn our backs to the football, get skinny as we go through, and then we're going to bend. Now, the other part of this is the same as our pump block. So a lot of these guys are on pump block as well. So we coach them. They're already being coached up, in this technique. So it's easy for us to keep our base defense in there or our nickel defense in there and run wall return of a punt safe look, right? So as soon as if they don't get the block at the block point, they're going to come all the way around 5 yards apart, and they're going to turn in when they get to the football. Okay, we have to practice that, obviously. One of the biggest things is you want to try and teach them to get outside the numbers. The problem we have the most is getting these guys wide enough so they can actually make a block. And I'm going to show you a couple examples of that on film here in a second. Okay, but again, know what the block point is. It's always in the scouting report. You know, the punter's at 12 this week, the block point is 8.5. Or the punter's at 15, the block point is 11.5. We've got to know where the block point is, where our angles are. And again, if I don't come free, don't try and block it late if he's getting the ball off. Okay, we don't get a penalty. But then just get to the wall, because now we put pressure on the kicker. We didn't get the block, but now we still have a chance for a big return if everybody does their job. On the front side, we want to force these guys inside. There's always going to be a few people that are unaccounted for. That's why the returner's back there to make plays. All right. So here we go. We got a wall return. This is our nickel group in there on fourth. It looks like 4th and 6. It's a strong right call. So again, strong right, as you see. This side's going to hold up on the right. The left side's going to go for the block. Okay? If they don't get the block, they're going to form a wall. The only issue we have here is our guys are not wide enough on the wall. So here we go. You see them come off. We're going for the block on this side. Not great technique here. We want to see these guys turn their shoulders, okay? Way too much contact by our guys here on their get-offs. It's our corner, based on their alignment, our corner on the back side has 1. Corner up top has 1. Okay, we're holding these guys up and forcing them inside. Here's our guy, extra guy for the fake. See him coming across here, number 1. Now, the only issue we have here, again, is we don't get wide enough. Now, if the ball is on the opposite hash, I would say, hey, we got to get outside the hash. Other than that, our wall should always be the bottom of the numbers. Okay, so right now, he caught the football. See our guys coming out for the wall. If the wall was outside of the hash, now when we get to the returner, we can turn in and we can get a good angle on the opponent and get high and in front with our blocks. If the ball is in the middle of the field to the same hash, we want to be below the numbers to get that same action. Okay? Another important coaching point for these guys on the wall, as they're coming around and you see them, we're always going to have a lead dog. Here's the lead dog right here. He should be the one that comes. He's going to get about 10 yards from the returner and then turn it in. Once he turns in, everybody should turn in together. Okay? So it looks like you got this guy, and the next guy, and we're all turning in. And in a perfect world, we're 5 yards apart, right? In a perfect world. And as you know, nowadays, there's very few punts that actually can even be returned. So that's kind of been a problem. But here's kind of, again, back to the picture. We want to have 5 yards between each one of these guys. The lead dog will get there first and turn it in when the returner gets to him. One big coaching point as well is we don't know who's going to be the lead dog out of these 4. Anything can happen when the ball is snapped. As we look at it, the tackle should be first, right? But he might get blocked or fall down or whatever else. If the jack ends up being the first guy out, then he becomes the lead dog. He sets it. Everybody else falls behind 5 yards apart. All right, wall return. Got a couple more of these here. All right, here's a wall return, and they run a fake. So it's strong left. So strong left over here. We're looking at it from the backside, so it's to the right as we're looking at it, but to the left for the defense. It's going to be a wall left, block right. Okay, they try to run a fake. You see our guy pulling out for the fake. He just happens to see it. We get a great hit because the guy's going for the block. He has a good job of reacting to the play. And we get a big play there for us. All right. Here's another one. Again, this is a wall return. Okay. it's going to be wall left. We're strong left, so the right side's going to go for the block. Again, out of our base look here. Good get off. And again, he drops the kick. And the good thing here, hey, it's fourth and 5 here. So we go punt safe, keep our defense on the field. We still have a chance to block the kick. And we do. They make a mistake. We're bringing a rush, and we get a block here. You see the guy, here's the guy pulling out for the fake. He's pulling out. Guys are going for the block. Took it right off his foot. This is the stuff we talk about right there, right? And he's only, in this film, he's a sophomore, but since freshman year in summer camp, we've been working on this technique of taking the ball off his foot. And right there it is. Volleyball, block it down. See your eyes, see the ball with your eyes. Okay, and then it bounces right up to him. He gets a touchdown. So big play for us in that game. Here's another one. Okay, again, it's going to be wall right, strong right, wall right. So the opposite side, that's the block side. This side is going to hold up, and we're going to get a block here again on a punt safe situation. Take it off his foot, extend. Okay, make a poison call on a bad kick, obviously. All right, so we talked about punt safe today with our defense. The important things are we can keep our defense on the field. It'll deter the team from trying to run a fake on us. We just want to get the ball back, but now we've built in some ways for us to attack them even when they're punting the football. We can send one guy to force it. We can send two. We can send four. Build a wall return into it, but it's still sound because we're still covering all the eligible receivers. So if they do run a fake, we have the ability to cover everybody up. And I think the most important thing, getting back to, is we want to be aggressive. We want our guys to know how to block a kick. As you saw in there, we had a 3 technique, come scot-free and miss, right? We want to make sure that guy is coached up to block a punt, but it also goes along with our whole, our plan here and what we want to do to other teams is be an aggressive attacking defense and put pressure on them.